set up the system.
So x plus y equals 46,000. 0.0675x plus 0.0725y equals 3245.
Yeah.
And then I would multiply this. This has got to go 1,000, right? You got to move it 1, 2, 3, 4. So 675x plus 725y equals 3, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 zeros. And then x plus y equals 46,000. So you can choose to use substitution or elimination here. If you wanted to know how much was supposed to go into a specific account, I would just make sure to eliminate the other one. So what's the most that can be invested in the 6.75? I want to know what x is. So I would multiply to cancel out the y.
Isn't it by 10,000?
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, 4 zeros. Sorry. 4 zeros. Yep. And this is why, obviously, having a calculator is going to help. You can have a scientific calculator. You can do this without it. It won't be enjoyable, okay? But you can do, and I would say that something on that level is not out of reach. Like, you could have to multiply by that stuff. But yes, you can choose at that point to do substitution or elimination.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so then let's switch. Now, questions on the review. So we'll start with, this is the first page. This was 7.1 and 7.2. So your systems of equations on the top left. Make sure you practice at least some of the graphing, right? 35, that one was parallel lines. But remember, you could have 2 lines. You could have a line and a parabola. Okay, all that stuff could be part of your graphing. Annika.
For the Gaussian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you do Gaussian over Gaussian?
Because it makes you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it because I was like, I could just do Gaussian all the way. So you want us to do Gaussian?
Yeah, like your directions are going. Because I would want to know the 6.71, I would want to keep the x. So I would say y equals 46,000 minus x. And then I'm going to take that and plug it in here. Nope, not in there. In here in the place of the y. So I'd get, or actually I'd plug it in there. 675x plus 725 times 46,000 minus x equals 3, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then distribute, so 675x plus 725 times 46,000 minus 725x. And then 675 minus 725 is negative 50x equals, and then 3, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros minus 3, 3, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, negative 900,000 divided by that negative 50, and you get 18,000. So because that's the lower yielding account, if I put any more than that in, I make less money. So that's what it means by, like, what would be the minimum you could put in. If you put in any more, you know, if it asks for both, then you would obviously just plug that back in. But it asks for, like, what's the minimum you could put in for that. Other questions from this page? Yeah. 22. So the perimeter of a rectangle is 68 feet, and the width is 8/9 times its length. So perimeter, twice the length plus twice the width. 68 would equal 2L plus 2W. That's the one equation. And its width is 8/9 times its length. So I can take this and I can plug it in here. I'd get 68 equals 2L plus 2 times 8/9 L. God bless you. 2L plus 16/9 times L. I would get rid of the fraction. So I'd multiply everything by 9. Combine your like terms. And then 6/12. divided by 34 is 18. That's the length. And then the width, that was 8/9, that length would be 16. Any other questions from this page?
Wait, so what was that? What did X say the base was?
18,000. So on the assignment and yesterday in class, I said do not do 58 because 58 is a repeated factor one. Yeah, we did not do repeated factors. But again, partial fraction. So you have two partial fractions, one that's got 2 terms and one that's got 3, like the one we practiced yesterday. And there's one on the extra test review that has 3. Yep.
I mean, it's not on the review, but what do we do? Like, it was on part of the homework. What do we do if there's, like, the bottom row of zeros?
It won't
Just
happen.
keep-
It would be no solution, but it won't happen. Yeah. You're not going to go through that whole system and then end up with nothing. Yeah. Not for a 2 variable. 2 variable, you could get all real numbers, no solution. But the 3 variable, 3 equations, I promise you there's an answer.
But for,
And it's
like,
all
the
and it's all whole
matrix,
numbers.
So if it has, like, the bottom row of all zeros,
Then
it's
your
no
variables are
solution.
well, you can't get a z anymore then, right? And the top row still has 2 variables and the second row still has 2 variables. There's no way to solve it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how do you know if it's all real numbers?
They would all have to cancel, leaving you with true statements. Yeah.
Oh, like every single number?
Which won't happen on your 3 variable 3 equation. Yeah.
Is it double or nothing?
Yes.
What do you mean? What?
The frame game. Any other questions from your review?
Wait, what? Oh, wow. Get the first one, and you have to go back.
Yes. Like number 11 on your test is going to say solve the system using Gaussian elimination with back substitution. And so you're going to get to the point, like let's say I go from, because the one at 86 was no solution, but let's get to the point on the one underneath it where we've got the diagonal of 1. So I'm going to come here.
So Gaussian is all the way down on the 1 with the zeros on the bottom, but like, it doesn't matter what's on the top.
Correct. So you would have gotten to this point, right? Okay.
And then I make it,
That, and then I'm going to find my equations from there, which is this, right? So this equation from there, and then solve it, and you get the first answer, right? Which is this one. I mean, it's ugly because it's fractions, but it's there. Then it's going to say number 12, which is going to be on the back side. So you're going to flip it over. You're going to neatly rewrite this, and then you're going to continue to solve it using Gauss-Jordan. So you're doing the same system twice. You're stopping at the row echelon form, solving it with back substitution, then continuing it on Gauss-Jordan, and that you're doing all the way through till you get to the zeros above and below. And then you should have the same answer. So like 11 and 12's answers should be the same. And I said it yesterday, but I'll say it again. They should be whole numbers.
they're not gonna be fractions.
There will not, I'm not saying there's not a fraction in the equation,
No, but the
but your actual answer should be whole numbers. So if you find yourself at the end and you've got like 117 over 13, stop and go back. And that's why your notes are going to help you try to figure out where you made a mistake, right? Because if you're showing every step, you can say, okay, at this step, like if I were to zoom in on just an individual step, I could say, okay, what I did here was negative 5r plus 3r, or plus 3r3. Okay, did I multiply this whole row by negative 5? Did I multiply this whole row by positive 3? If you do it in your head and you get the wrong answer, that's 20 points for this question and 10 for the next. If you do it and you show your work, you'll get some partial credit. But you got to make sure, 1, you're showing your work. Make it easy for me to find your work. 2, it's supposed to help you also check your work. So you could finish this test in probably like 12 minutes. Or you forget a negative. And you have to go all the way back through, right? That's where it's going to kill your time. So you want to be careful. You want to go slow, but not too slow. You want to be careful and not make a mistake. You go all the way through without making a mistake, you'll be golden, okay? It's when you get stuck and you make a mistake, you don't want to rush through it and make a mistake and then have to go all the way back through.
How many questions?
12. 12 questions.
On Irish, how long?
Is it like the quiz?
What?
That was 1 minute.
What?
That was 1 minute.
You can probably do it. If you do it right. I do it. I know what it is, but yeah. That was not a challenge, by the way. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, I'm going to do it in 12 minutes and then screw it all up. Don't do that. Okay, you can do it in 11. Nothing. Time to stare at the wall. Alright, so this one, you want to factor the bottom. I think you guys probably just made some silly mistakes here or there, but this should be x plus 3, x plus 1. And then it's a, ooh, that's ugly, a over x plus 3. This gets multiplied by x plus 1, this by x plus 3. And you get x minus 2. Shh. I can't believe I just shushed my A period, but I did it. Okay, then you got to plug in -1 and you got to plug in -3, right? So -1 would be -1 minus 2. -1's going to cancel that out, so I don't even need it. I get -3, 2, -3 over 2. And then I have to plug in -3. And I get A is 5 over 2. So the 5 over 2 had to go over the x plus 3. And the -3 over 2 had to go over the x plus 1. And then these come down, and you can't leave this negative, so it's 5 over 2 x plus 3 minus 3 over 2 x plus 1. Remember that you need to review the ones with 3 variables as well. Not a repeated factor, but the 3 variables as well, like we went over on the review, okay?
I don't understand why it flips like that.
Why, can you bring it to the bottom, you mean?
Yeah, why
So like if you took 5 over 2 over x plus 3, this is technically 5/2 divided by x plus 3, right?
yeah, times
Keep, change, flip. You're just not doing that step. All right, so on Canvas, under the test assignment itself is an extra practice for you to work on. That's there, okay? So extra review, go back over your quiz, go back over the review you did last night. Whatever you got to do to make sure you're ready for tomorrow, okay? You want to practice the system on your quiz with your matrices, you could do that, okay? Any of that stuff can be done.
Can you magnitude on the
I think I got
Yes.
I turned in both of the homeworks that I missed. I haven't finished the notes yet.
How many days were you out? From Monday. So yeah, you have till tomorrow on those. I thought, I'm thinking like transfig stuff. That was due this morning. Today was the last day. There is calculators that cannot be used tomorrow, so if you need me to check them today, I can check them. But specifically, I know these two cannot be. When you hit the menu button on these, like if you hit setup here or you hit setup here, you'll actually see the option to go into a matrix mode. Obviously, you're not going to be able to use that. That's not fair. It's not the same as everybody else's, right? So I'm not going to give you the, make sure if you have this one or this one, okay, you don't bring it. If you have a scientific calculator with you today and you want me to check it, I can definitely check it so that you don't come in here and get shocked tomorrow that you can't use the one that you have. I will tell you that like this is obvious. These are safe. These are safe. These are both totally fine. These I would say are the popular ones. The ones that like is the color. I don't have them here. Anything that's scientific should be okay. It's like function ones and these special ones like this class whiz one. This I don't even know natural VPAM. These you cannot use.
Can you just use like a normal dollar check calculator?
Like a 4-function calculator?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.